when I was at the last end of my time in the camp, and I was too sick, and I was told not to go on sick call. And I asked why, and they said, you don't come back from sick call. And I was pretty sick. And so when the Germans made their inspection, after everybody had gone out to work and found me there, and they started beating on me, and I crawled out of the barracks and I crawled underneath. And underneath the barracks was all muck and slime and human feces and whatever. And I got down there. They tried to chase me out from under there. That night, when I crawled out, some of the fellows that were in my outfit that were still alive brought me some soup. And the next morning, they piled me with the dead bodies. And I stayed with the dead bodies until nighttime, and they'd bring me back in again at nighttime, because they would bury from one end the oldest bodies first, and they couldn't catch up with the amount, so they were, cremating. So they put me with the fresh bodies. Every morning, that was one of the first things we had to do, was to carry out the dead.
Right across from us was a charnel house filled with corpses. Not just inside, but overflowing all over. There were corpses all over. I walked beside dead people. And after a while, it just got to be so that one noticed, and one had to say to oneself, I'm not going to see who it is. I'm not going to recognize anyone in this person who is lying there. And it got to the point where I realized that I had to close my eyes to a number of things. And otherwise, I would not have survived even at that time, because I saw people around me going mad. I was not only having to live with all these things, but with madness.
I was very sick. I got diarrhea. That was already recuperating a little bit from the malaria. And I walked out with 2 pails of human waste, and I was going towards the dump. I walked out, and between the barracks was a mountain of people, as high as myself. Of course, I wasn't those, the wooden shoes, the Hollander shoes. And whatever, the people died at night, they were just taken out on the dump, a big pile of people. And I said to myself, oh God, must I walk by? But meanwhile, I couldn't hold back, and I just put down the 2 pails, and I sat down because I had a sick stomach. And the rats were standing and eating the people's faces, eating, they were having Anyway, I had to do my job. I was just looking what's happening to a human being. That could have been my mother, that could have been my father, that could have been my sister or my brother.
Sometimes at night, I lay and I can't believe what my eyes have seen. I really cannot believe it. I was in Auschwitz. Whenever I got up in the morning, the lines were unbelievable. Whenever I used to get up in the morning, I said, my God, how can God allow this? The kids were standing in line, waiting to be cremated.